All right, guys, welcome back to our last Timberwolves talk away from each other. Not the last Timberwolves talk, but the
Don't get that
last
confused.
last online Timberwolves talk is today. Like the next time we do Timberwolves talk, I'll probably be right where Peyton is sitting. So it's gonna be great. There's gonna be no more connection issues. I'm happy. And I'm ready to evolve Timberwolves talk into something even greater than just an online podcast. So
Yeah, I think once we get in person, man, it's so much easier just to like talk with someone when you oh, my dad's coming in. It's his work. What up? Need something? I was working out here. Yeah, the connection sucks everywhere else.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. We're not editing that out, don't worry. So we got a little eventful start. We got Omar making an appearance in the show. But yeah, I feel like it's so much easier to do a podcast in person because you can like actually communicate without having to worry about a lag or have to have like anxiety that your connection's going to go out any second, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And like, it's just a lot easier of a process. Peyton and I can both more, easily focus and like find out what each other want to do more in person because we can plan a little bit more. We both there's just like a vibe to being in person that's a lot easier to record a podcast. So it's gonna be really nice. And like we've mentioned before to you guys that we want to like do something with the boat and with podcasts. We want to combine them somehow. So you'll hopefully be seeing that in the future. And
Yeah, we
it's
don't
it's
want to
just
give off too many ideas because we know the Guggen squad's going to come in and just steal our idea again.
yep, yep. Yep, but I don't know. It's gonna be a great change. I think you guys will really like it. We've done a couple in person already, and I think you guys have enjoyed those. You know, the ones with Doogie and stuff. So we're gonna try to get more guests on too, because it's a lot easier to do guests when we're both in the same room because it's kind of hard to coordinate with three different locations on the Zoom. You don't know when people are gonna talk, so that'll open the door for more guests too for you guys.
For sure. And I mean, come like in regards to Timberwolves talks, this is one of the most upbeat ones I think that we've had all season. I mean, looking back at I think in the last 7 games, we're 5-2. And just looking back at that, like you can't ask for anything else from this team. Like that is exceeding the expectations that we had even in the beginning of the season. For them to be putting up a stretch like that is just it's awesome. And it's actually fun to watch some winning basketball for once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a it's the absolute opposite of what we had to watch practically the whole entire season. It's weird seeing the Timberwolves go on a 4-game winning streak, and it's weird seeing them, compete with every single good team because guys, this second half of the schedule has been one of the most difficult schedules. It might be ranked the first most difficult schedule in the NBA for the back end. I thought I saw
What a second, maybe.
second, first or second, and they've done better in the second half than they did the first half. Finch has doubled Saunders' wins and a little bit more. It's there's a lot of really good stuff to look forward to in this coming next season. And it's tough that we're starting to hit our stride right now because obviously, right now I think we if we were thrown into the playoffs right now, I think we could compete. I really do.
Yeah.
And obviously with the record, we're not going to get into the playoffs. That's known, but I think this team is a playoff team, and I think come around next year, barring any catastrophic injuries like this year, I think we make the playoffs pretty easy. So there's a lot to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a few teams that sneak into the playoffs, especially with that with the play-in tournament. There's going to be a few teams that we are better than
Oh,
that are in the
definitely.
playoffs this year that we look at them in the playoffs and say, you know what, we could have put up a better fight than they did with our current roster. And another thing I want to touch on is we're coming off one of the best stretches that we've had all season. We won 4 straight games. The whole season, all the fans are complaining that we're not winning games. That's all they complain about. And now that we're actually winning games, people are complaining that we're winning games. So if you're one of those people that are complaining about us winning games, I'd like you to drop in the comment section what can make you happy. Like you get mad when we lose and you get mad when we win. So I feel like I don't know. You're never going to be happy, and that's just not the best way to live, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. My whole philosophy on sports is like I think the NFL is a little different in the fact that like if I were a Jets or a Jaguars fan, like and I'm already like 1-12 or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm rooting to get Trevor Lawrence. But I think the whole philosophy of sports, besides like that rare occasion where you and the Jaguars and the Jets are competing for last place for a generational talent, I think it's more fun to see your team win, even if you're sacrificing a draft pick. And I don't care what anyone says. Peyton and I have both been on this train since we've told you guys this probably 2 or 3 months ago. I think that we don't care. We don't want to tank. We want to try to win as many games as possible. The whole philosophy of being a fan of a team and cheering for someone is for them to do good. You should never cheer for your team to do bad. I that's my whole philosophy on sports. And there's a Bleacher Report article put out that says, "Are the Timber?" It was like it's is the Timberwolves winning games sacrificing Karl Anthony Towns? Then that's just the dumbest article and the most backwards article I've ever seen before. Because first of all, I know that writer is not a Timberwolves fan. I know they do not cover the Timberwolves for one reason, because it's absolutely backwards.
Yeah.
We're keeping Cat by winning more games. He's happier when we win games. Just do you think Cat wants another lottery pick after all these years?
I think
No,
we've
he wants to
showed
win
Cat enough.
games.
I think we've shown Cat enough lottery picks, and I think that
I think so
he's
too.
starting not to trust us anymore because all the lottery picks we show him are terrible. Besides Ant, of course.
Yeah, and like I don't know. There's so much to be happy about for this team. I don't think we need a top 3 pick to win next year. I don't. Like
No, we
obviously
don't need.
that's awesome, getting a top 3 pick. I don't think we even need that though. I think we sign a couple more vets to the roster and I think we're a competing team. I don't know if we're a championship team with the
Not yet.
likes of the Nets, the Clippers, Lakers. It's
I'd say we're
no.
tier 2, tier 3. Like we're up there though. With
We're
our
up there,
current
man.
roster, we're up there. I mean, we're not going to compete with these crazy super teams, but like any teams
No, but
below
like
that.
listen to this. Like the Suns and the Jazz right now are 1 and 2 in the power rankings I just saw on NBA.com. And guess what? Every single time we play both those teams, we either win or compete with them.
Yeah, man.
We have a winning record against the Suns and the Jazz this year. That should tell you something about next year. That should tell you that this team is actually here to play. Like we have improved mightily on the offensive end since the addition of Finch. The defense is still but I think give him an off season to implement a full plan. I think we're good, man. I really do think we're good.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I 100% agree with you. I think if we're trying to build this winning culture, I think trying to lose is just like cancerous to the whole team. For these young guys that are trying to learn how to win, learn how to do it the right way, you never would want them to try to lose on purpose for something that, even if we get the last record in the NBA, we only have a 60% chance of keeping that pick.
A 40% chance.
40%, even worse. So not even, that's less than half. If I do the math correctly, 40 is less than half. So even if you lose all these games, you still don't even have the best odds of getting a first round pick. Like it's not even above 50%.
That's a great point you brought up of especially with the young players, like they're doing so well right now and winning games and they're developing really fast. And, it's so negative to see fans in like the comment sections of things just like shitting on them for, losing game or like trying to win games. Like they're playing great right now. And I think everyone's spirits are the highest they've ever been in that locker room right now. Like you can see like Ant's enjoying himself. Cat's happy. D'Lo's finding his stride. Malik's always happy for some reason. I mean, it's a good time to root for this team. It's a good time to like these players because they actually care, and I think they do actually want to make this team successful. So if you guys aren't fans of the Timberwolves and want to hop on the bandwagon right now, we're open. I'd say it's still open to hop on.
This is the best time, I would say, if you're kind of looking, if you were in that Lakers bandwagon and you're kind of you're not really on it anymore. This is probably one of the best up and coming teams to come join.
Yeah,
One thing,
I agree.
I mean, this is way off topic, but I guess to jump into the next topic, dude. Remember when there was a time we could get Kevin Porter Jr.? Anyone could get him.
Yeah, and I came on the show and I think you agreed with me and I said "Yeah, we should sign Kevin Porter Jr. Like I know he has those off-court issues, but
He's
it was the same draft as Jarrett Culver and he was picked I think Kevin Porter Jr. was picked like 30th, wasn't he? Wasn't he the
yeah,
last pick in the first round? And he's incredible. Like he's playing incredible for the Rockets right now. And he just dropped 50 points the other day. He's shooting the ball lights out, which is, the Cavs never used him as a shooter. The Cavs really never even played him, and this makes the Cavs look really dumb for giving his locker to another player, to Taurean Prince.
yeah.
The Cavs, I get it though. I mean, if someone has a mental freak out in your locker room, you're gonna have to cut them, but like you caused that mental freak out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I, that's a good way to put it, a mental freak out. But seriously, man, like we could have had Kevin Porter Jr. Imagine adding that to our backcourt.
I mean that'd be it's awesome to think about just because how crowded our backcourt is. It's just how crowded this team is right now of talent. Like I'm trying to think of where to put them. It's great. It's tough to Peyton and I were talking about this, before we started the podcast today, and it's tough to watch a sport, especially at the end of the season when, your team's just in the dog days. Like this was especially prevalent for the Twins. Like you're in August and your team's like 30 and
Yeah,
90 and you're just done. And I don't even think it's like that for this team though, just because of the excitement they bring and how they're actually just starting to win games. It's just exciting to see how they develop. So I would still watch games if I were you guys. I think they are valuable to watch because they're one of the few losing teams that are putting out their starters and playing them 35 minutes a game and
exactly.
actually trying to win ball games and playing them like they're like every game matters. So, you know, I think you guys, even if you're, kind of disappointed we didn't make the playoffs, I'd say keep watching. There's still a lot of exciting stuff that happens. You just kind of got to build up the excitement in different ways. And one of those ways is the rookie of the year race. I think that's a good way to, keep involved in the basketball season. If you're watching this podcast, it's going to be a tight rookie of the year race. One thing to add is LaMelo Ball came back, I think 2 days ago, and awesome to have LaMelo back. Like really cool that he, was able to come back. He's really fun to watch. Never have I ever seen so many posts about one player on social media platforms. Like I saw like what do they call them? LaMelo Report. That's what they call
Yep.
Bleacher Report.
Yep.
So LaMelo like drove to the basket and dunked, just a regular dunk. They posted that little underhand flip pass. That one was nice. I'll give him that one. That was cool. There was a layup they posted. But I feel terrible for Ant because I think they're gonna somehow pry this award away from him, and
Yeah.
that's only added motivation though. So
I was gonna say, I think that we all kind of see where it's going, although we all know that it's probably Ant's award to win. We all kind of can see what's gonna happen. Ant Lamelo's gonna have a few good games here at the end of the season, and people like Stephen A. Smith, who we've already talked about, not really enjoying Stephen A. They're gonna just push, and Lamelo's gonna get the rookie of the year. I think, even though maybe it's Ant's award that he should win.
it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I think it's added motivation. I think honestly, at the end of the day, when Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year over Donovan Mitchell, I think Donovan Mitchell took that extremely personally, and now he's the head of the number one record in the West. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell is probably a better player than Ben Simmons, but
I think so.
you can make the argument.
Yeah, you can go either way with that one.
So it doesn't Rookie of the Year at the end of the day doesn't define your career. Whoever wins it and whoever doesn't win it. There's a lot of Rookie of the Years that fell off. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that can happen, and Ant not winning Rookie of the Year doesn't mean he's a bad rookie. It doesn't mean he's gonna bust. that's what everyone wants to tell you though. That's what all non-Timberwolves fans want to tell you that are LaMelo supporters, is that Anthony Edwards is a bust. He's never going to be efficient, never going to be LaMelo. So don't listen to that. Stay faithful.
Yeah, so let's go into this new segment of the show that I just came up with. It's called Catching Chris in the Comments. So we're going to talk about Chris's recent debate on the in the Instagram comments. Chris, can you break it down for us? What you were so angry about and how you went about this recent comment?
My most recent conversation, I think, happened. So all these comments that I usually, on Instagram, how like you click
at @basshole_media on Instagram if you want to check us out. Maybe give us some likes on those comments to help Chris.
Yep. So you'll probably, how you have like your home feed of the pages you follow, then you go one over to the search button at the bottom and it has like random pictures of like stuff that's prevalent to what you follow. And that's where I usually find all these really dumb takes. So the one take was that if the Timberwolves really want to be, a playoff team, they should trade away Jaden McDaniels, Josh Okogie, and I think Malik, and three first round picks for Jeremy Grant. And like when I saw this, I was astonished because I thought it was like a joke at first.
Yeah.
But then he like listed like 5 different slides for reasons for this.
Well, pull it up. Let's see. Let's get some deep facts. This is a new segment. I mean, we gotta.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta look into it now. I guess
we can't officially call him out by name because I think that might be, unless he was mean. Was he mean to you?
No, he's fine. So this guy that we follow actually is a Timberwolves fan named Obsessed Wrestler. Good guy. I think he actually watches these. So if you're watching right now, shout out to you. So he said, dumbest post I've seen in 2021. Awful trades for the Timberwolves. The account, we'll just say the account. You still cannot find a strong reason to defend your argument. And he said, that's an easy one. I'd never be crazy enough to give up that many first-round picks. Also, the Timberwolves would have to be absolutely nuts to trade away Malik Beasley for basically a bag of chips in your wild trade scenario. And I hearted that comment. I thought it was kind of funny. And he said, Jeremy Grant ain't worth 2 future first-rounders. Terrible trade for the Timberwolves. Obsessed Wrestler also said 3 straight comments, so he's feeling himself a little bit. He said, Jaden McDaniels is a future all-star, potentially all-defensive team player. The Timberwolves shouldn't give up on him this quickly. The account guy goes ham though. He says you must really not be in touch with basketball for the past year, and your ignorance is what makes you think that, because Jeremy Grant is averaging 22.5 points per game while playing great defense. It's a little bit more, but that's about the extent of it. And he also said Jay McDaniels has potential, but he's a project player. Was a project, not a project anymore, by the way. He's actually good, so that's wrong. Has potential, but he's a project player, which means it will take time for him to reach his potential. If the Wolves are going to wait till he develops instead of making moves to win now, then the franchise might as well say goodbye to their franchise player, Karl Anthony Towns, as they did prior with Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love. Okay, so that a lot in that was just completely untrue. You guys know our opinions. That's a terrible take. Another guy says, I disagree. Jaden is already making huge difference on the offensive and defensive end. Like that comment too. And then the account said 6.8 points per game is not a difference maker on the offensive end, in my opinion. So I came back and said, this is where Basshole Media comes in.
Yep. Chris.
I said, LOL, you don't watch Jaden then, man. Jaden alone has shot the 3 great and played all-star caliber defense plus rebounding. Don't get butthurt that me and Obsessed Wrestler think your take is absolutely shit. And he said, it's funny how you make things up yourself. All-star defense, come on. You and I both know that's a lie. At least stop lying to yourself, man. And then someone else backed me up actually and said, you obviously don't watch Wolves games then, because Josh Okogie is normally at the position. LMAO. Don't know what he was saying there. Couldn't respond to that. So, I took it easy on this guy. I only left one comment. I didn't even get back at him.
Well, let's just break down that trade. Like that, I feel like that trade package is something you'd put together for an elite superstar.
Well, no, let's just go straight to that's like a Bradley Beal trade package. Not maybe even like
dude,
that's overkill. That's overkill for Bradley Beal, first of all. But he also said, no, he's not, he doesn't watch Jaden McDaniels because he said he went straight to the 6.8 points per game. That's all he said.
Yeah, well, that's the least part of his game that matters.
That's the part that's developing.
Well, just like even like even like those three players, take off the draft picks, those three players for Jeremy Grant, like that would be a decent trade.
Dude, Malik alone, I don't know if I mean maybe I'd trade Malik for Jeremy. Probably I would, but like
Then you throw in our best defender, Josh Okogie.
our
You
second
throw in
best
our
defender, Jaden
second
McDaniel.
defensive, second best defender. Oh yeah, and then 3 first-round draft picks for Jeremy Grant.
We probably don't even have one this year, so it'd be like 4 kind of. We wouldn't pick for 5 years.
That is a really bad, like, yeah, he must not be a Timberwolves fan. He must never watch a Timberwolves game, or he must not be a Timberwolves fan.
The bad thing about this account has like 10,000 followers. Like I don't know how people like I don't know like
It's
whatever.
not
I
as
don't
bad as it's not as bad as trending NBA. We are
know.
the biggest trending NBA haters that are on the planet.
We are. And I know all of you in the comments cuz like we'll see comments that say I love when Chris gets into battles on Instagram and we like responding to your I think that's honestly one of the best parts about doing this is when we see like 60 comments left below and we rub our hands together and just
Yeah.
can't wait to respond to all the comments because they're all either funny, they all either strongly disagree with us or they're all supportive. So
Yeah,
it's fun.
have you guys, like, we're pretty active in the comment section. Like, we will respond to all of you guys. Like, Timberwolves fan, love your comments, but
We
there's
did
one
leave
thing I
like
have to
9 of
say.
them, but
There's one thing I have to say. I mean, you can't say we need a new name on our podcast when your name is Timberwolves fan and ours is Timberwolves talk. It's like the same thing. That's all I
yeah.
have to say there. That's all I have to say.
So I think another thing is we kind of dissected a lot about the Wolves actually without even going into the past 2 games. Besides that, we were still planning on doing the last game Timberwolves talk, the last Timberwolves talk, not of probably of for an extended period of time, probably the last Timberwolves talk, and that's going to be on probably the day of the last game, or maybe even during it. That'd be kind of fun
I was
too.
just about to say that we could do like halftime of the game. We could do a little call-in party. We could just start it up, and then people can call in, talk about the first half, and then we can keep it going for the second half. We can just kind of live, like, we won't have the game on, but we'll have us watching the game, and then we'll just kind of just
Yeah,
be commentating. I think that would be hilarious.
be kind of a cool little send off of this little project we've undertaken. We want to hear what you guys like. We want to hear you guys call in, like talk to our fans actually, because we talked to you over the comments and stuff, and we write a lot of you guys back. It's just we've never heard from you before.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be pretty cool if you guys called in. Let us know what you thought of the series the whole year, if you enjoyed it, what you want to change for 2022.
Yeah, if you
We're
want
definitely gonna do it.
us to do if you want a new name for the series, we actually we love hearing all your guys's. I kind of see it as like the end of a school year. Like, at the end of the year, you get that end of the year party.
Yeah.
You get the snacks. It's a fun party, and then you fill in the little teacher script, the little teacher card where you give them a little feedback.
Yeah.
So if you guys can give us any feedback, I guess at that'd be great. Like, we'll take all that. If you don't like the colors that we use up here, if you don't like the way that it says Timberwolves talk up there or any of that, just let us know. Like, we'll love to hear any of that. We have a whole new season next year. Everything's going to be different. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, we're super excited. It's been awesome. We don't want to do our send off message now, but it's been really awesome to be a little bit. I wouldn't even call us super successful, I guess, but
Oh,
we've had a little bit of a success, finding something with this. This was the first thing that we've kind of gotten a decent amount of likes and
traction.
attraction to. So
Traction.
people are in love with Timberwolves talk. But yeah, it's been awesome. So we're gonna keep it going throughout the rest of the season.
Let's look ahead
Not,
at the. Let's
not
look ahead
many,
at let's look ahead at this week's games.
not too many games left. There's really not.
Yeah, so I mean, what I would say is for these last few games, guys, just enjoy it, because we're gonna be in July, or we're gonna be watching these other teams in the playoffs, and we're just gonna be like, damn, like, I wish this was us. Or you're gonna get in August, you're gonna be like, wow, I miss watching the Timberwolves. I miss all that.
May 16th. Wow.
That's coming up, man. What's the date
It's
today?
coming up, man. That actually is coming up. I mean, Peyton and I think we said this, are leaving for a trip on the 13th, and that's, you
Dude,
know, in like 2 or 3 Sundays, the Wolves are off the TV, man. Like it's, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to find something else to do with your time.
we are
Besides,
too, bro.
yeah, I mean, I guess the good news is the Twins are a little bit more back on track, so that's a plus if you guys want to watch some baseball. I mean, you got to wait a little bit for football. That's, not until September. So I mean, it's kind of a little dead zone. So if the Twins are sucking, it's going to be a rough
Rough summer
rough
for
few months for Minnesota sports fans.
for sure. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to wrap this episode up. I mean, there wasn't too much that we could dive into that was new news. I mean, love the wins. But yeah, I just hope they keep winning. We haven't mentioned this for a while, but we're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. So that would really help us out if you go follow us there, maybe download a podcast and just help us to see that that's something that's worth doing, because that is a little bit of a fee that we pay. So just to see some success there would be nice. But yeah, check us out there. Thanks for watching. Chris, you got anything else to say?
No, I mean, look for us coming with another Timberwolves talk probably in the next, five-ish days. I mean, that's kind of where we've been at is 5 to 7 days at the end of the season. Earlier we did them about 2 to 3 days. Actually, we were pumping Timberwolves talks out, but yeah, probably around 5 days. The new content, the Timberwolves off-season content is coming out. A lot of fishing. You guys will have to follow the new channel. But yeah, that's about it.
About it, boys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and thanks for tuning in.